So I want to cover why you should diversify your marketing channels and why it's very important to diversify them, and how every marketing channel has a different purpose and what the purpose of them are. For example, you have Facebook ads, and Facebook ads, they are amazing. Same as Google ads, really amazing. SEO, it's what I do, and of course I will be biased and say it's really amazing. And then you have by mouth and referrals, and that's quite awesome as well. But here's the thing, you want scalability, but you also want control. You don't want to be liable in the sense of if something like COVID hits again, or well, it is still hitting, but if some state locks down again, or there is a lockdown again, or there are insane restrictions, that certain people just get too scared and they will not refer because they simply think it's inappropriate, or they simply don't think about it because it's a rough time for people, right? So you don't have any say in when somebody refers to you. You can influence it by buying them shit and giving them incentives, but overall you don't have much say in it, meaning there's not that much control. Again, you can influence it, but the control in itself is lacking, meaning it's not scalable and it's actually making you vulnerable as a company. But it's still one of the most high quality client acquisition or lead acquisition channels you'll ever get, because people like to hear from other people how well something is doing. It's a form of social proof. That's why Facebook ads and Google ads cost more money in general, but they work more effectively because you have control, right? So you can flip it on and flip it off, but you're actually paying for every click, you're paying for every lead. And that works really well because you reach a higher amount of people, and that's what it's all about, right? You reach a higher amount of people with a setup that you decide who you want to reach. Now, Facebook ads in itself is really scalable. I run a few e-commerce myself, they're really great, but what you don't want to do is be liable, right? You need to set up your Facebook pixel from the beginning you start your website. Why? Because you need those conversions tracked. After 100 conversions, you actually have the amount needed to start a lookalike audience. And there's Google ads, they are great as well. You flip the switch, but they get a bit more expensive over time as competition gets higher and stuff like that, right? So it's really a pool that is influenced by competition entering the market but also leaving the market. So it's not entirely bad, but it's not entirely great either, meaning it's still a good marketing channel, and it's one you should definitely begin with from the beginning. Why? Because it gets you leads almost straight off the bat, and it keeps you going. It keeps you in business and allows you to invest in other marketing channels. SEO is great. Of course, I am biased, but it's great. The reason why is you get people who are already searching for your business. They're already searching for you to work with them. Now, of course, then you give up some form of control in the sense of, while you still decide what you want to rank for, you don't decide the amount of leads coming on your website, but that's made up by the amount of people you reach passively. And even when season is done, and you have to set off or put off your ads because it's simply too expensive and no longer feasible, your SEO keeps running, meaning you still get some leads. You're not entirely left to sit there. That's a great thing to do. Even you could also sell the leads if you decide not to take the job. Now, the reason you should do all of them together, you should all three, is very simple, right? Imagine a visitor visiting your website. They have three choices. Either they leave your website, they leave but submit information to your newsletter or whatever it is, like Event Talk, BounceBot. They all do a great job at it, of gathering this information, or the visitor converts. Now, if the visitor converts, you should still gather the information, so you can also send them emails, also send them texts. Why? Because just because somebody converted once doesn't mean you can let them rent from you multiple times, right? You should always take care of your current customers. A lot of customers could actually become recurring customers. Now, if somebody leaves your website, the obvious thing you're gonna do if they submit information is send them emails and send them text sequences. This is why email marketing, and nowadays SMS marketing, the new hot, become really effective, right? Because people keep hearing your name, they keep reading your name, and they get the incentive again to start, well, working with you or renting from you. And then there's visitors leaving your website, so you absolutely have no clue what to do right now. You can't reach them in any way. That's why you set up the Facebook pixel. You are basically lost here, so you start running retargeting ads. You can run ads based on people who visit your website for a certain amount of seconds. Click here, click there. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with retargeting ads. I would run it for every single path, but you get the idea, right? It's not just like, it doesn't mean if somebody visits your website that they are gonna convert. A lot of people I've seen in this industry think that their conversion rate is up to 30%. That's absolutely nonsense. Your conversion rate isn't 30%. Your conversion rate isn't counted from the moment you pick up your phone to closing the actual gig. It's not counted from somebody clicking the buy button and actually converting into a sale. It's from the moment they visit your website. That's when you should track, and the maximum amount of people actually converting from the people visiting your website. That's your conversion rate. Now, obviously, not all initial visitors are going to convert. Actually, to be told, is most people won't, and that's why you need to diversify your marketing channels. You will become less liable, you become more scalable, and you have more control in general. And of course, your conversion rate will go up because you are constantly reaching people, even if they decided to leave your website. You can go as far with it as you want, as your business, as your budget allows, or as far as you can currently sustain business, meaning you are in control of your business and your business is not in control of you, and that will set you apart from your competition, aka help you dominate the market.